Distance Learning with Miss Sorensen.
Hello 104 friends! Welcome to our science video today. I am so ready to get planting these sunflower seeds that I gave you 2 weeks ago. So to get started, what we are going to be needing is, of course, that big stack of clear cups that I gave you. At the very bottom were those seeds. I taped them closed so that you did not lose them. You should have about 13 seeds. So that is in the bottom of your cups. We'll open that in just a second. We're going to be needing these. We're also going to be needing that big bag of dirt I gave you. So I have cup with seeds, dirt. Those are two very important tools that we are going to be needing for our planting today. The other thing that we are going to be needing is our scissors. We're going to use these, well, I'll tell you in just a second. I don't want to give it away. So the three things: bag of dirt, clear cup with seeds at the bottom, scissors. We're going to be needing some other tools in a little bit. I'll tell you about those then. We're going to need some tools for labeling, but I have some suggestions for how you can label. So we're going to start by first getting our seeds planted, and then we will label our cups. We are going to be doing an investigation. We talked about investigation in class. Remember, we did that 3 times. Investigation, investigation, investigation. Investigation is when you look at something very carefully. You look at the facts. You look at the things that you are noticing, observing with your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, and your hands or your touch. We are going to be doing an investigation on how we can help sunflower seeds grow. If you noticed, I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4 clear cups. We are going to be planting sunflower seeds in 4 cups. During the weeks that we are observing our sunflowers grow, we are going to be doing 4 different experiments. 1 experiment per cup. We talked in class, an experiment is a test that you do to find out something that you do not know. So we are going to be doing some experiments to find out how we can get sunflowers to grow happy and healthy. For 2 of the experiments, we are going to see how light affects the growth of our sunflowers. The other 2, we are going to see how water affects the growth of our sunflowers. Oh, interesting. I'm getting excited. The 2 cups that are for light, we are going to do 1 cup planting our sunflower seeds. We're going to have 1 cup that is in the light, in the sun. You can have it on your windowsill, somewhere that it is getting sunlight. The other cup, we are going to put somewhere where it's dark. Maybe in a cabinet, in your closet, or in a hallway that doesn't get very much light. The other 2 cups, we're going to do something very similar, but with water. We're going to do 1 cup where we give our plant water, and another cup where we do not give our plant water. To know what cups are which, we're going to do some labeling later. So 1 will say water, 1 will say no water, 1 will say light, 1 will say no light. So we will do that in a little bit. But first, we need to get planting. What I would like you to do: take the tape off of the 2 sides of your cup very carefully. And if you need help, that's okay, because we don't want to lose our sunflower seeds that are at the bottom of our cup. Awesome. So now I have 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 cups. The last cup has my sunflower seeds in it. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The seeds, what we're going to do is we are going to evenly distribute our seeds into each cup. That means that every cup will have the same amount of seeds or close to the same amount of seeds. So in order to have each of my cups having the same amount or close to the same amount of seeds, 3 of my cups are going to have 4 seeds and 1 of my cups is going to have 3 seeds. I didn't have enough for everybody to have 16 seeds, which would have been great because then every cup could have had 4, but that's okay. The reason that we have multiple or more than 1 seed in each cup is just so that we have lots of chances for our sunflowers to grow. What I would like you to do next, this part is going to be something that you can ask for help. It's a little tricky and it can be dangerous if you're not being safe. On our cups, we need to poke some holes in them so that they have space for water to come out. Plants, if they get too much water inside of them and it sits inside of the water, it's kind of like when we sit in a bathtub for a really long time and our fingers get pruny. Plants don't like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna poke holes in the bottom so that water can drain out. The important part to think about this for the future when we have everything planted and you start watering is that when water leaks out, these need to be in places that it's okay for water to leak out of them. A lot of people put their plants in a tray or outside, someplace where it's okay for water to come out. You can ask your mom or dad for help for that. They can help you find something to put your clear cups on. The first thing that we're gonna do, like I said, is poke a hole in the bottom. Today, I'm going to be using my scissors. Now, the way to be careful is I have my scissors open like this. I don't have my fingers in the middle here where I could get cut. I have my fingers like this. I am taking the scissors and putting it in the bottom of my cup, and then I am slowly twisting back and forth. Twisting, 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 slowly putting pressure. I'm not pushing too hard because I could cut myself. I'm just carefully twisting back and forth. And if you can see inside, my scissors are starting to poke through. Carefully, carefully, carefully. It's almost there. Oh, yay, it went through. Okay, so then once I get it through, I'm gonna kind of twist it around a little bit so I poke a little hole. So there we go. What I would like you to do is do the same thing on the bottom of 3 of your cups. One of them, like I said, is not going to have any water in it. That's one of our experiments. So you only need to poke a hole in 3 of them. Awesome. Okay, so now I have 1 hole in the bottom of 3 of my cups. 1 hole. That's gonna help the water drain out so that we don't soak our plants too much with water. The next step, and of course the best step, is getting in the dirt. Make sure you're in a place where it is okay to get dirt. A good tool to have is a paper towel or something like a towel or a rag, something that you can put on the table near you, or if you want to do this outside, if it's not raining outside, you can do that out there. But just make sure you're not getting dirt in places that your mom or dad would not want you to get dirt. Okay, so I have my cups. I have my dirt. What you are going to be doing with your dirt is you are going to fill your cup of dirt about halfway. About halfway. So if we look at our cup, we're filling the cup of dirt about halfway. A way to do this is to open up your bag of dirt. And if you see inside of your bag of dirt, it's already a little tiny bit wet. Another word for that is moist. Moist means something that's a little bit wet, but not soaking wet. It's just a little bit wet. And that's something we brainstormed, we thought about earlier in class, about what plants might need to grow. Maybe. We'll have to see in our investigation. Okay, to do this, what I am doing is I am taking my cup, putting it in my bag of dirt and filling it about halfway. If it's a little bit over halfway, that's okay. Somewhere around halfway to a little bit over halfway. So I have my first cup full, double checking. Oh, that's my one that has a hole in it. Next cup. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that's a little too much dirt. I'm gonna dump a little bit back. There we go. That seems about halfway. On that side, it's a little, there's a clump. There we go, halfway. Okay, now I have 2 cups that have dirt. Taking my third cup, all 3 of the ones I just did were the ones that have holes at the bottom. Seems about right. And my last one is my one that has the seeds in it, and it's the one that doesn't have the hole in the bottom. So I'm gonna leave those in there for right now, just so that I know that they are safe and I'm not gonna lose any for right now. The next step, we have the hole, we have the dirt. What you are going to be doing, you can kind of feel your dirt right now. Feel how it's moist. Remember, it's that feeling of just slightly wet. Not too wet, not too dry, just slightly wet. What we are going to be doing to plant our seeds, we need to take our finger and put it down about halfway. So I put my finger about this far into the dirt. It's going about halfway into the dirt. And then what I want you to do is I want you, here, I can show you that way. I put my finger about halfway into the dirt. And then what I want you to do with your seeds, I want you to find 4 seeds. 1, and then put it in the hole that you just made with your finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seeds that I just put in there. So if I tilt this down, let's see. Yep. So you can see I have my 4 seeds inside that little hole I made. And then, oh, I can keep it down like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little pinch of dirt from my dirt bag. I'm going to take a little pinch and I'm just going to sprinkle it right on top. Right on top. You can kind of pat it down gently. Being gentle. There we go. So now I have one that is ready. So I'm going to put that off to the side so I remember which one it is that is all done. So I have that off on one side here. I'll show you my workspace. So I have one over here. I know that one's done. On this side, I have my 2 that still need to be planted. And I have my little seeds right next to those. So make sure you don't lose which one has the seeds in it so you don't plant 2 times the amount of seeds that you need to in one. Okay, next one. Putting my finger in the middle. Okay, there we go. I made my little hole. Now I'm gonna take my seeds, finding 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seeds. Okay, same thing. I have my seeds in my little hole. Oh, well, there we go. I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more dirt to top it off though. My little clump fell on top already. Just gonna add a little bit more at the top so that I know that they're covered and they're nice and warm. Patting it down just a very tiny bit, very slightly. Okay, 2. I have put both of those on the same side so I don't forget that those have already been planted. Okay, next one. Number 3. Finger in, about halfway. I'm putting my finger about this far. Okay, I have the little bed I made for my seeds. Okay, now I have 1 seed. into the hole. 2 seeds into the hole. 3 seeds into the hole. And 4 seeds. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna add my little pinch of dirt to the top so that they're nice and warm and cozy. And pat it down a tiny bit. Now I have my 3 that have the hole on the bottom. The next thing, I need to be very careful because I have my 3 seeds still in the cup that I need to put dirt into. So I am gonna carefully take my seeds out. I have them in my hand right here. I'm going to gently place them on the table in front of me. Right in front of me so I can easily find them. I have my seeds on the table. That means my cup is now empty and ready to have dirt put in it. This is my cup that does not have a hole in the bottom. So this is the one we'll do the experiment where we don't need to put water in it. Okay, same thing, scoop out a little bit of dirt. That's about halfway. There we go. Now I can do my finger technique. Kind of disperse some of these clumps. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna put my finger in the middle, make a little hole, and now I only have 3 seeds left. Remember, I said 3 of them are gonna have 4 seeds, and 1 is going to have 3. It doesn't matter which one has 3. It is up to you if it's the water, no water, sunlight, no sunlight. 1 seed in the hole. 2 seeds in the hole. 3 seeds in the hole. Okay, now I'm gonna take my little pinch of dirt. Fill it on up. There we go. If you ever forget which one doesn't have the hole in the bottom, you can just go like this and look underneath. Oh, yep, that one doesn't have a hole. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash my hands because we are gonna do some writing and labeling for our plants. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Okay, my hands are all clean. I am ready to start labeling so I remember which plant is which. The way that you can do this, there's a few ways. You can ask your mom and dad to help you find a permanent marker, something that you can just write on the side. We're actually gonna be drawing pictures to label our cups today. So a permanent marker to draw a picture on the side. You can also ask your mom or dad for a piece of tape to draw a picture on the side. Or if you would like, I decided to make some little labels like this that are going to stick out of the back of my cup. I'll show you how I made those. So you could use a popsicle stick, you could use an actual stick, you could go outside and use an actual stick. The way that I made mine, I undid a paper clip. So I had a paper clip like this, and then I twisted it open like this so that I had a long paper clip so one end can stick into the dirt and the other end I could put my piece of paper on. I cut out a piece of paper that's kind of a rectangular shape, a little bit long. It's about the length actually of my paper clip here. There we go. And then what I did is I folded my paper in half. Fold it in half like this. So now I have a paper, kind of looks like our greater than less than sign, or alligator eating the bigger number. And then this is a part where you can ask your mom or dad for help. I put the piece of paper on the paper clip like this. I took my stapler and I stapled right where the paper clip is on my paper. So now it is ready and secure to be a label for my plant. So that's my example. I have my 2, I used a light pink color. This one's gonna be my water, no water. And then my dark pink paper clip, I almost forgot what it's called. My dark pink paper clip is gonna be my light, no light. Let's start with our light, no light. Both of the light and no light labels will be in the whole cup. So the cup that has the hole at the bottom. To do that, I have my label. You can use a piece of tape. You can use, you could even glue a piece of paper to the side of your cup. I don't know how well that would work, but you could try it. or you could tape a piece of paper, whatever works for you. You can pause me right now and go find those labels, or you can watch me and then go find the labels and do them on your own. That is up to you. I have my label. This is my dark pink paper clip. So I'm going to do sunlight first. The first label that I'm gonna make, because it's sunlight, I'm gonna take a black marker or crayon just so it's dark and you can see it. I'm gonna take my black marker and I'm gonna make a sun. I'm gonna do a circle, and then I'm gonna make a sun. So now, one of my sunflower plants is going to be my sunlight plant. I'm gonna look on the bottom. Oh, I see a hole on the bottom. This one is going to be my sun plant. That means that this plant is going to go somewhere close to a window where it can get some sunlight. Okay. The next plant, I have my dark paper clip again, my dark pink. The next one, I am going to do no sunlight. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw that sun again, and then I'm gonna put an X through it. That shows me that this is the no sunlight plant. So I'm gonna draw my sun. I might have to go back and staple at the top because my paper clips are starting to fall out. Okay, so I'm gonna draw my sun, my circle, my sun rays. So there's my sun. Oh, maybe I'm gonna do one at the top. And then I'm gonna draw a big X in the middle because this is not a sunlight plant, not a sunlight sunflower plant. This is also one that has a hole at the bottom because we're gonna water both of our sunlight ones. There's a hole, no sunlight. So now I have sunlight and no sunlight. Both of them have a hole at the bottom. You can see right there and right there. Okay, my sunlight ones are done. My next one, water and no water. Remember, this is the one that we need to pay close attention to because the one that is getting water needs to have the hole at the bottom, and the one that's not getting water does not need a hole at the bottom. So this one, oh, this one does not have a hole. I'm gonna do my one with the hole first. There's my hole. I see some dirt coming out, so I'm glad that I have a tray ready so that I don't get dirt everywhere all over the classroom. Okay, I have my label. Now, what I am going to do is I'm gonna draw some raindrops. Some raindrops like it's getting some water. Raindrops. You could even draw a rain cloud if you wanted. You decide. This is my water label. Double check that you are putting this in the cup that has a hole at the bottom. Water. It is getting water. My last one that I am labeling is the no water cup. To do that, I'm gonna draw my raindrops again and then put a big X through, just like the sunlight. Raindrop, 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 raindrop. There's my raindrops. Now I'm going to put an X because this one is not getting any water. No water for you. Okay. Double check, it's the cup that does not have a hole at the bottom. Label in. So now I have my water and my no water. Okay, I am going to show you my little group of cups now. I'm gonna move my cup down, or my camera down, so you can see all of the 4 that I have and you can see what I am finished with. Awesome. Okay, so you can see I have my sunlight, no sunlight, no water, water. The important thing to know, this one gets water, this one gets water, and this one gets water. The only one that does not get water is the one that has the big X through it that says no water. All 3 of these will get water. The only one that's not getting sunlight is the one that says no sunlight. This one will be at your window sill, close to the sunlight. or outside, whatever works for you. This one will be in a cabinet or in a dark hallway, in a dark bedroom. You can decide somewhere where it's not going to get very much sunlight. This one is going to be in a windowsill or outside somewhere where it will get sunlight, and same with this one. So these two are our ones that we need to be careful of. No water, no sunlight. I think my plan is I'm going to put this one, my no sunlight one, in one of my cabinets so I know it gets no sunlight, but I also have to remember to water it. So for that one, I'm going to put it on its own separate tray because it's going to be by itself in a cabinet. The other three I'll put on its own. The other three I'll put on a tray all together. But I have to remember one of them doesn't get watered. Whew. We will go through this again in class on Thursday just to double check your work. And if you have any questions, you definitely can ask me. If you need any extra help with putting a hole in the bottom of your cup or planting your seeds or making your labels, definitely ask a grown-up at home. Okay, the last thing that I want to add, I talked a little bit about it for a second. When we are watering our plants, we don't want to make them swim in water. They would not like. Can you imagine swimming in water all day and all night? You wouldn't be very comfortable, right? So we don't even need to water our plants every day. What you do for the watering, for the three that you water, you can touch the top and feel if it's moist. Remember that word moist that we talked about? It means slightly wet, not drowning in water, just slightly wet. A way you can know if it's moist is if you put your finger in and some of the dirt comes off on your finger. If you're feeling it and it does not feel like there's any water in it, that means it needs some water. See, there's some dirt coming off. That means that there's lots of water in there, enough that it keeps them healthy and happy. If you need to add a little bit of water, you can put it under the sink and quickly turn it on and turn it off. Remember, not too much water. Or you can take a spray bottle like this one and lightly spray the water onto your plant. That's up to you. Just remember, not too much water or your plants will be very uncomfortable. We are going to keep an eye on these together. On Wednesdays, those will be our science days. So we'll take a peek at our plants, at our sunflowers, and see how they're growing. We'll make some observations, and then we'll record those observations. Remember that word record? That's to write down our observations so we can remember the things that we're noticing with our... On Friday, it's our next distribution day. I'm going to give you a few pieces of paper that have pictures of a cup on it, and we are going to be drawing pictures every few weeks or so as our plants continue to grow, and write down how much is our sunflower growing in the cup that has water, how much is our sunflower growing in the cup that doesn't have any water, and the same for the light. So we're going to do lots of observations and lots of talking about what we're noticing about our plants and what they are going to need to grow big, strong, and healthy. Make sure to clean up your workspace after you are done with your planting, after you are done with your cutting, everything that you need to do. Make sure you have cleaned up all of your dirt. If you're inside especially, it is important to make sure that you're not tracking dirt around and that your workspace is clean after you're done with your science project. I wanted to show you where I'm putting my sunflower seeds. So I'm gonna pick up my tray. I'm gonna move over to our classroom window. I got all 4 of my cups. Here's the tray that I'm going to use. So I am looking for my cup that has the sun on it. That one definitely gets sunlight, so it is going in the sunlight area. I'm gonna put my cup this way so that I know that my label isn't blocking any of that sunlight. The next one I'm looking for, not this one, is my water one. That one is also getting sunlight. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna flip this over. The last one that I need is the one that says no water. So I'm gonna put that one over here. I'm gonna switch that around. So now I can see sunlight, water, no water. The last one I need is my no sunlight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it right underneath here. I have a lid to a container that I know is okay to get water on. I am going to flip this around this way. There we go. No sunlight. Oops, sorry, you couldn't see. No sunlight. So I'm gonna put this back here because I know there's no sunlight that gets back there. And now I have them all close by each other, but this one is not getting sunlight. Okay, friends, I am super excited to see how much our sunflowers grow. And if you have any questions, make sure to ask me or a grown-up and we can definitely help you. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow in class and happy planting. Bye, friends.